but let me move to Professor Dr. Kausar Abdullah Malik, Dean of Postgraduate Studies at FC College University, to have his comments.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable General Khalid Makbul Sahab, who has been the Chancellor of the universities in Punjab for many years. I was at that time member in the Planning Commission when General Sahab, you were the Chancellor. And I want to inform all my young Vice Chancellors here that that was the best time for education in Punjab. We are indebted to you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, the topic allotted for us for this session is that excellence in teaching, research and innovation, you see. I have been continuously involved with R&D for the last 55 years. And I still am, hopefully I'm still continuing, you see, you know. And whatever and now for the last 17 years, I have been with the Forman Christian College University, teaching undergraduates, postgraduates and PhD research, you see, you know. So whatever I will say is from my own personal experience, you see. I have no formal training in pedagogy, you see, but I have all the experience that I have and what I think should be the excellence in teaching, you see. Teaching excellence actually involves more than delivering a lecture based on the textbook knowledge. It encompasses fostering curiosity, creative thinking, resilience, and ethical responsibility among the students. Different universities have developed different approaches, different methods for developing excellence among the teachers and among the students, you see, you know. And one of the things have been to have a professional development activities. And for example, in FC College, we have established a professional development program for faculty through its Center of Learning and Training, which requires each faculty members to complete 36 hours of related activities annually, you know. So this is an important aspect, and this is mandatory for all our faculty, you see, you know, and we take it very seriously. However, and other universities have also adopted similar programs, you see. But in my opinion, such programs may only partially meet the requirement of excellence among the teachers. Faculty involvement in research, which contributes to the generation of new knowledge, plays a key role in promoting excellence in teaching. This is my very considered opinion that unless the faculty is involved in research and the universities are encouraging research, only then they become a university. Otherwise, they are just teaching colleges, you see, you know. So the university's basic objective is to create knowledge, you see, and that knowledge can only be created if you have got a very dynamic research going on in your university. So this is extremely important, and that is one of the fundamental things that helps in creating excellence among teachers, you see. You know, teaching based on all the pedagogic skills can make a good lecturer or make good teacher, you see, but the excellence that we are talking about, that which I think has been the objective of our topic, has been that the teacher should have something out of the textbook, you see, you know, and that can only come if a teacher is involved in research, you see, and that is encouraged by the university as a policy, you see, you know. So this is one important aspect that I have always advocated. But one of the main problem is excessive teaching load and number of students in a class, you see. Because in majority of public sector universities and also private sector universities, I suppose, the number of courses that a faculty is supposed to teach is physically does not allow them to do research, you see. If a faculty member is teaching 6, 7 courses, it doesn't give him or her time to do research, you see. So this is very important. Therefore, I always thought, you see, and I was talking to somebody this morning, that in addition to a conference of vice chancellors, we should have some representation of the faculty as well, you see, because they should be also able to tell that what are their problems and how do they feel, you see, because I somehow, at the moment, represent some of the faculty as well, because I have been involved in all postgraduate, undergraduate teaching all along for the 17 years. So I know the problems which are there, you see. And I have spoken to many of my colleagues in the universities. Their fundamental problem has always been the teaching load, you see. And that teaching load emanates from the whole setup of the universities, the funding of the universities, the paucity of funds for the research purposes, and the number of students per class, because there's a tendency to show that we started from 8,000 students, now we have got 35,000 students. That indicates development, but that does not actually indicate development. That is, until unless you improve the infrastructure of the university accordingly, only then it is of any use. Otherwise, it is a negative impact on the quality of education. Whatever we are talking about, the excellence in teaching has to have an impact on quality of education, and this is our fundamental need, you see. You see, as I said, this dissuades the faculty from undertaking any meaningful research. Under these circumstances, the faculty is supposed to supervise research of several MPhil and PhD students, you see. You see, up now HEC has allowed that a faculty member can have 5 PhD students and I don't know about the 7, 8 MPhil students. Any one of you can think of a person able to supervise so many students, check their theses and do all that? This is physically not possible, you see. So I mean, that's rationalized the whole thing, and that can only be rationalized if we, the structure of the university has to be changed, and it all needs funding, you see. It all needs investment into education, and that investment is not forthcoming. Many of our universities, unfortunately, even the Qaid-e-Azam University, Punjab University, and all other universities are facing difficulty in paying the salaries of their faculty even, you see, so these are the fundamental questions that we have to face and answer and develop some mechanism to overcome all these, you see. Now, let me talk about the innovation and commercialization part, which is also part of the topic. HEC has been very forthcoming for establishing ORIX, you see, which is our Office of Research, Innovation and Commercialization in many of the universities. And this has definitely facilitated the translational research among the universities, and having developed the academia and industry linkages and all that, you see. But the problems are again the same, you see, that for doing research, you need money, you need investment, you need funding, and that sometimes is not so forthcoming, you see. And on the other hand, if you talk about the industry academia linkages, the same story goes again and again, you know, that the academia says that the industry doesn't understand our problems, and industry says that academia doesn't understand our problems. So there is definitely a gap in understanding each sector, you see, you know. There is a lot of improvement in all this, and there has been not many commercializations coming from the universities as well. And to supplement what Suhail Naqvi had been saying, that there have been many other products coming out of the university which have been commercialized and all that. I don't want to go into the detail of that, all those. But in all this, one important thing that I have left is that the introduction of artificial intelligence. You see, everybody had been talking and excited about the AI and all that. AI has virtually changed our style of education, style of teaching, you see. You know, I am giving a lecture and my students can immediately Google or go to AI and find all the information about the topic I'm talking about. That is a good thing, you see, if the teacher understands that, you see. You see, for example, at FC College, we have been continuously emphasizing that we must use all these artificial intelligence engines. These are for the benefit of the students and for education, you see, and only if the teacher is well versed about everything, and that's where the importance of research comes in, you see, that if a faculty is involved in research, he or she will be knowing about the things that may not be available with the AI, you see, you know. So therefore, AI has to be used. It is a must for the whole of the academic community to adopt that, but adopt it in a way that it improves the education and the skill of the students, you see. So I'm sure that all these things will be benefiting our education. And on the count of commercialization, you see, I was excited by Patan Suhail Naqvi idhar hai, can he chale gaye? I think you are here, so I was talking about you. You see that, you know, nothing bad about it, you see. You see, Suhail had said that, you know, for example, he talked about interferon and all the, in those days I was member of the Planning Commission, I knew about the whole story. These are the regulators, you see. You know, again, governance is the main issue. The regulators are not attuned to the developments, you see. So they are the biggest hurdle, you see. The same is true with biotechnology. In biotechnology, I think Javed Raji Sahab is here. He will also vouch me that the regulation and the biosafety, and Asif Rao Sahab, who is the chairman of the Seed Authority, that they will vouch that it is the regulations and the biosafety guidelines which have been the main hurdle, you know. So there are so many things I can go on and on that. Thank you. Have my 10 years expired?
10 se upar.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kausar Malik. Some very interesting ideas there as well.